The 2025 Tata Scorpio has entered the game, and it's not playing by the old rules. Today, we're taking this beast to the edge, literally and figuratively, as we test its drift potential. Welcome back to CarCultureState, where every corner has a story, and today's story is all about raw torque, tight slides, and that unmistakable roar of the new generation Scorpio. Let's start with the basics. At first glance, the 2025 Scorpio carries that same intimidating silhouette it's always been known for. But this one's more refined, more muscular. The updated grille, those fierce LED DRLs, and the newly sculpted body lines scream attitude. But that's not why we're here. We're here because we asked a question nobody dared to before. Can the 2025 Scorpio drift? We took it out to a closed circuit with tight corners and wide bends, the kind of track that would usually laugh at an SUV trying to do anything more than a clean corner exit. But this Scorpio came with confidence. We're talking about a tuned version of the 2.2 LM Hawk diesel engine pushing out around 180 horsepower and a massive torque bump thanks to a Stage 1 EQ remap. It's paired with a manual transmission for better control, and we've added a custom RWD conversion to make the rear end slide ready. That first pull, instant grunt. The moment we dumped the clutch and gave it throttle, the rear tires lit up with a mix of dust, smoke, and pure excitement. Now let's be clear, the Scorpio isn't a sports car. It's a ladder frame SUV, known for durability, not dynamics. But when you feel the rear end swing out and the steering comes alive in your hands, there's this weird grin that takes over. Like you just got away with something. Around the first hairpin, it wasn't perfect. The weight transfer was noticeable. You feel every kilo trying to hold its ground. But the grip breaks at just the right time, and with a bit of countersteer, the Scorpio slides through. The sound of the turbo spooling, the tires screeching, and that engine growling like it's having the time of its life, it's music, just with more bass. Now, let's talk about control. You'd think a vehicle this size would fight back, but surprisingly, it doesn't. Once the backend steps out, you just need to stay calm, feather the throttle, and the Scorpio glides around the corner. It's not graceful, not at all. It's aggressive, raw, and rugged. But that's exactly why it works. We gave it a few more laps. Each time, the slides got cleaner, the transitions sharper. The steering isn't razor sharp like a drift car's, but it communicates enough. You know what the tires are doing. You can feel when traction breaks and when it's time to let it catch again. There's a rhythm to it. A dance, but in steel toe boots. Of course, we had to tweak a few things. The suspension was slightly lowered, and we used drift tires at the rear. The traction control system had to go completely, not just off, but physically removed. Otherwise, it keeps cutting power, trying to save the car from what it thinks is a mistake. But for us, sliding sideways at 40 kilometers per hour in a cloud of smoke was exactly the point. As the sun started setting, the visuals became even more dramatic. Headlights cutting through smoke, the rear end of the Scorpio kicking out wide under the golden light, and that unmistakable soundtrack echoing off the walls. This wasn't just a test drive anymore. It was a show, and let's not forget the reactions. Our crew, usually unshaken by anything on four wheels, was actually cheering. Because seeing a Scorpio, a car known for off-roading, for family road trips, for rugged hill climbs, pulling off clean drifts on a closed circuit, that's something you don't see every day. Is the 2025 Tata Scorpio a drift machine? Not by default. It's not going to replace your Silvia or 86. But with the right mods, the right driver, and the right mindset, it becomes something totally unexpected. A wild card, a heavyweight that can throw a punch in a lightweight arena. This was never about setting lap records or proving specs. This was about pushing boundaries. About asking what happens when you take something built for the dirt and give it a taste of asphalt adrenaline. And the answer, you get one of the most fun, sideways, smoke-filled drives of the year. So what's next? Maybe we'll take it off-road again. Maybe we'll throw it into the snow. Or maybe we'll find out what it can really do on a hill climb. But for today, the Scorpio earned its respect on the tarmac. If you enjoyed this drift test, hit that like button, drop a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to CarCultureState. More sideways action, raw revs, and wild builds coming soon. Until next time, keep your wheels spinning and your engine singing.